Good morning, very good morning, because after 3 months of rehab I'm finally back. Some of you have already seen my community post, but for those who haven't, I've got some explaining to do. Okay, so long story short, I've been dealing with back pain for the past 8-9 years or so, and about 3 months ago I finally decided to get this thing checked out, and it wasn't really a shocker to find out I've got it all messed up. Look at this lovely little hut in the woods. Can't really see inside and too lazy to put out my flashlight. So the exterior of the house we have to do. Now stick with me for the full story, because I'll be explaining everything throughout today's video, so fill you in with the details along the way. Look at that sunshine. It's nice and pretty now, but it's gonna get very hot very quickly. And up there we can already see the first peak of the day, and also the start of the ridge we're climbing today. As I said, my back pain first started around 8 years ago. That's when I first started doing a lot more physical work, and of course most of the people around me told me, "You're too young to have back problems." So I just ignored all of the warning signs and kept on going. Also, none of the doctors and all of the dozens of checkups we had at school ever told me there's anything wrong with my back, so I really didn't have a reason to worry about. I was young and foolish, as you could say. Alright, a quick water break. I did almost 1,000 vertical meters in an hour and a half, so this is my first real stop. Oh. Alright, back on track. Oh man. That's the life. Hope this rock is solid. Even if I try to explain how happy I am, words cannot do it any justice. Okay, a bit of a down climb here, and then back up. Oh, not the most solid rock. Have to set the camera down for a moment. There it is, there's the foothold. No, I could have taken the easy way around, but where's the fun in that? Okay, back to the story. Besides work, I also found a passion in doing extreme sports. So quite quickly I became obsessed with freestyle, freeride skiing, cliff jumping, mountain biking, and for the past 4 years climbing became my life. So I spent pretty much every minute of my day doing something. It was either helping on the farm or doing some sort of sport activities. This terrain is just disgusting in every way possible. Slippery grass, spiders, possibly even snakes, and a ton of ticks, which I came prepared for. I showered myself with bug spray in the morning, so I should be fine. Oh. Alrighty, back on the ridge. A quick look back to where I came from. So started in the valley all the way back there. Can't really see the starting point. And then I came up this ridge and all the way up to here, where I'm currently at. And now we continue upwards. So yeah, with all of the countless of crashes and torturing I did to my body, the back pain slowly but surely became more noticeable. At first it was just annoying and it wouldn't make much difference to my lifestyle, but as it got more serious I started stretching a bit. Of course I had no idea how to stretch properly, but at least it was a step in the right direction. Oh, haha. Oh man. Okay, now I've got a bit of a traverse here to the gully, and then up on that saddle, and from the other side to the top. Also, I don't think that's the top yet. It should be hidden behind there. And just look at this scenery. Oh man. Can it even get any better than this? Okay, let's keep moving. There's a slight chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon, so better not waste too much time. Look at that grasshopper. Another few years of climbing all day, every day went by, and you know, keep in mind, back then I was stretching maybe 10 to 15 minutes twice a week, if even that. So yeah, as you can imagine, I was stiff as a brick. So before you know it, the back pain, of course, got pretty bad, to say the least. To put on the helmet. Now we just follow this chassis collar. there were quite a couple of times in the past 2 years when I couldn't even turn around in bed without excruciating pain. But as soon as it would get at least somewhat better, back into the mountains I would go. And it went on like that until late February this year, because that's when I got a serious reality check. I went on a 2-day skiing tour, and already at the start, when I put the 15 kilo backpack on my shoulders, I knew my back wasn't having it. But once again I pushed through and went anyway. So basically I was skiing down a narrow path, going real fast, jumping over some bumps, and on the last bump I landed a bit crooked. I didn't fall, but I twisted my body in a weird way, and instantly I felt the sharp pain again. The one that had put me on the bed at least a handful, if not a dozen of times. Now, straight line to the summit. I knew this time was different, but it wasn't until the next day when I fully realized that. I mean, all of the pain kicked in with full force, and I thought I wasn't gonna be able to walk again. It was quite a scary moment, and now when I think about it, it was a much needed warning. So after that, finally went to get some help, and I did an MRI scan. Well, the story is not over yet, but we made it to our first peak of the day, so I think we deserve a quick lunch break. Well, it's only 9:30, but still, I guess we can call it brunch then. Wash my hands first, of course. God knows how many mountain goats' poop I touched. And this ridge right here is called the ridge of the Loška Wall. Even though it's one of the most beautiful ridges we've got here in Slovenia, hardly any person visits these peaks, because there's no trails that lead up here, and all of the valleys here are super deep, so it's a long, full day technical tour, and only for the most experienced. With that said, let's not waste any time and see what it's all about. Okay, back to the story. So after the MRI scan, I basically found out my back is twisted like a mountain road. And not only that, I also got a case of Sherman's disease. Probably butchered that pronunciation, but it basically means a few of my vertebrae are incorrectly shaped, which then puts my whole spine out of alignment. That in itself usually isn't enough of a reason for back pain, but when you add to the equation some bad posture, lots of stiff muscles and tendons, and a ton of injuries, physical beating, then you've got the perfect formula for back pain. Back up we go. What a cool ridge. Oh, so fun. So yeah, not taking care of my body and pushing through all of the injuries definitely led the way to a few herniated discs, which I think caused me the most pain, but it was far from the only reason causing me pain. Besides that, I also got scoliosis in the upper and lower back, flat lumbar spine, flat upper thoracic spine, small hernias, scapular winging, and last but not least, a bit of disc degradation. And here I am, just below another peak. Would you look at that? There's even rope here. Around a huge boulder that's barely standing on its own. Well, it held. What more could you wish for? Oh yeah! Second one in the books. But I don't think I'm gonna stop here. Let's just continue our way along the ridge. Still got plenty to go. Lots of crumbly rocks. A bit exposed, but nothing new. Alrighty. Ho-ho! We've got a nice free fall down here and a nice tumble down here. Either way, not a good way to end. Squeeze through the chimney. I think this might be the best way down. Maybe I should just jump. Okay, back up. It's pretty much how it goes with these ridges. Up, down, up, down. And what do we have here? Short drop. I think it should hold. I guess we're gonna find out. Okay, a nice hold here. I just move around here. It worked. Getting thirsty. And another one. Well, at least I think it counts as a peak. Have to double check. Yep, that's officially the third peak of the day. So 2 more to go. Oh man, it's scorching hot. There's almost no wind here, which is good for the sound, but not for me. I think there comes a time for everyone when you feel like the whole world is against you, and for me that time was 3 months ago when I found about all of the problems I had. And it's not about those herniated discs, because if you're young you can heal that pretty easily, and I did. But you know, I have to live for the rest of my life knowing I've got this Sherman's disease that I can't get rid of, because those vertebrae can't really change shape. So yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say that was my hardest mental challenge yet. Resilience and endurance have always been my strongest suit. You know, I could climb in the mountains 5 times per week, and by the end of the week I could still find the energy to help on the farm or go bouldering indoors or sport climbing, whatever. That was just my way of life. I thought my body was this indestructible machine that I could push through anything. You know, I was also the first Slovenian to do an Everesting, and he did it without any preparation or training. And I also didn't even stop at the height of the Everest. I pushed all the way to 10k just for the sake of it. And when I realized those days might come to an end, you know, that crushed me. It really did. And just like that, we reached the 4th peak of the day. And in the distance, you can already see the last one. Quick snack break for the summit push. Back to the story again. So now I had 2 choices. Either I sit around, feel sorry for myself and do nothing, or face the cards I was dealt with and make the most of it. Of course, I chose the second one. The first step I had to overcome was to decompress my spine and heal the herniated disc, which I've done a pretty good job by now. Now I just have to lengthen all of my tight muscles, tendons and joints to put pressure off my spine, and then I just have to align my spine into the most optimal position it can be for my case, and strengthening the muscles in that position so it holds it in place. That's basically what I've been doing so far, and will continue to do so for we'll see how long. For the past 3 months pretty much became obsessed with that. Probably stretched in that period of time more than my entire life combined. And can quite confidently say it really paid off. Even myself, I can hardly believe how much progress I've made in that short period of time, but here we are. Also, I think I forgot to mention, I reached the top. Of course, it wasn't a straight line progress. Just like this ridge, there were lots of ups and downs, and you know, I may have reached the top of this mountain now, but there's still plenty out there to climb. And that sentence could apply to my rehab journey, climbing, life, or just in general. It's getting cloudier by the minute, and there's also a chance of some rainstorms later in the afternoon, so I think I'm just gonna skedaddle back in the valley while I still can. If you noticed a change in the quality, that's because the GoPro died, so I had to switch to my iPhone. But don't worry, the video is not over yet. We've still got quite a long way down. I knew I should have brought my ice axe. No worries, I think we can find a way around. Oh. One more. Okay, just one more. Okay, maybe just one more. Yeah, I was much of a handball player. There we go. It's gonna be our way down behind all of that snow. Made it past the snowfields. Easy peasy. Okay, now I'm gonna show you the fastest way down, but only do this if you're absolutely sure you can safely stop. Okay. Now my shoes are soaked, but it was totally worth it. Just following the rock piles. Oh. Made it down just in time. It's all foggy up there now. Hope I didn't sweat off all of the bug spray. Definitely gonna need it now. Now. Oh, feels good to be on solid ground. Oh man, like my knees haven't had enough exercise already. Still got at least 2 hours to the car. So, what have I learned from my own story or life, and what does the future hold for me? Well, I wasn't born with some great genetics, but of course my back is all messed up. Then also my Achilles tendons are causing me a lot of trouble while running, and the blood circulation in my feet is terrible. My immune system is not the best, even after all of those daily ice baths. So far from ideal body for alpinism, but that never stopped me, and I feel like it's the most important thing we can learn from all of this, is to keep moving forward, because as long as you're moving, you're improving, and once you stop, then you're basically dead already. Maybe not physically, but definitely mentally. Well, this just doesn't end. How do I even dare to complain with such beautiful nature all around me? Oh la la! Back in civilization. I may have a bit of a disadvantage, but you know, I seek a lot of motivation from that. Because if I was able to achieve so much already with all of those problems, then I can't wait to see how much more I can achieve now when I'm actively trying to fix all of those issues. 35k steps and still counting. Bit different type of video today. Lots of rambling, not much climbing, but hope you still enjoyed it and maybe even found some inspiration from it, because as long as you enjoy watching, I'll be happy to share every step of my journey with you. But it's not over yet. Still got the best part left for the end. Almost got swept away by the current, but at least I got all of the bugs, spiders and sweat off of me. Well, now I only got some stretching left to do, but I won't bore you with that. I'd rather see you again next week.